Welcome on back to another custom cosplay costumes. Today, we're going to be making the Green Lantern suit. So let's get started. Welcome back to the show, and today I have a couple things new. Two things actually. First off, probably the more important thing, I'm wearing a hat today. I don't usually wear a hat. I never have one of these episodes so far, so, trying different things. As many of my friends know, I don't usually wear hats, so that's kind of cool. If you like my hat, make sure to hit that like button. If you don't like my hat, make sure to hit that like button. Okay, and the second thing is I have an entirely new constructed set behind me, so that's pretty cool. If you've seen my videos before, this backdrop set was pretty much just this table and a whiteboard. I didn't draw on the whiteboard, it was just there. Yeah, so kind of boring, but now I spiced it up a little bit. We've got some stuff from past projects. Make sure to watch my Rick Grimes video, my Quicksilver video, got the shoes and goggles here. And some of the stuff I didn't make videos for. These two are made off of tutorials by Dustin McLean. Links to those. And of course, this is my logo, Custom Cosplay Costumes, CCC. And that's pretty cool. So this is cardboard, and then it's spray painted, duct taped, and acrylic painted. So, different DIY attributes to that. So, enough talking about that. Let's get working on this costume. Oh wait, also, one last thing. Yeah, my desk is also really messy today. It's my second backdrop kind of thing set. But yeah, I don't really want to clean it up because, I don't really want to. And I'm kind of in a rush to make this costume before I go to a convention. And there'll be a future video on that. But yeah, let's get working. See what I mean? Yeah, my desk is really messy here. But I think I found the version we're going to go with today. And that is the comic book Green Lantern here. And the reason we're not going to do the 2011 Ryan Reynolds movie is, one, I was not a huge fan of that movie, and two, the suit, it's really complicated to make, whereas this one is pretty much just some solid colors. I can slash some t-shirts or fabric together, where this is made out of pure energy and also pure CGI, so that'd be a lot harder to make, and maybe if you wanted to, it'd be kind of cool to light up and everything, but it seems like a lot of work. And if you guys demand it, I'll make one in the future, but I'm not going to right now. Today, we're going to do this one, which seems pretty simple. I'm going to have kind of a green shirt over a black shirt, some black pants, green boots, white gloves, the green mask, and then his green little ring. Oh, and his logo on the shirt. So, shouldn't be too hard. Now I just gotta gather up my supplies. Hey, this is the first time I'm acknowledging I'm making a Green Lantern costume, yet I'm wearing a Flash hat. What? So, yeah, I don't have a Green Lantern hat, but that's cool. So, anyway, for these base clothes elements things, I went shopping and picked up, first off, these black pants. Now, these actually I already had, but you can probably get them only a couple bucks at the thrift store. There's some black sweatpants, and make sure they fit you, like all clothes you're gonna buy for this costume, unless you are going to cut them up. Next is a black long sleeve shirt. Just has to be black, has to be long sleeve. Nothing else is a must, because it has a bunch of writing on it. So yeah, that's not super good, but you're only really gonna see the sleeves and maybe the sides of the shirt. So they'll be covered by this green shirt. Now, I was actually looking for maybe a turtleneck because he kind of has kind of a collar. I don't know what exactly I'm going to do for that now, but yeah, and it can be short sleeve or long sleeve, whatever. But the main thing for this is it has to match your shade of green. Now, if you want to make a super dark forest green lantern, that's cool, it's you. If you want to make like a mint green kind of green lantern, I'm going to say green a lot in this sentence, just wait, and I'm talking really fast, so that's pretty cool, but okay. Yeah, this is the shade of green I'm going to go with for the costume. It matches this green fabric pretty nicely, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, the one downside, actually it was $3 at the thrift store, but it was on sale, so I got it $1.50. Pretty nice. But yeah, it's a Notre Dame t-shirt. So yeah, that's kind of bad. I mean, Notre Dame's not bad. It's not good for the costume. Okay. Or I don't know about Notre Dame. I really have no idea. Okay. But anyway, it has this big logo here. Now, the Green Lantern, like the lantern logo, you know what I mean? It's gonna cover at least the clover area of this yellow volleyball, it looks. I don't really know. But then where it says Notre Dame, I don't really know how well that's gonna work. We'll figure it out as we go along, so that's cool. That's our base clothes, except one last thing, because the green shirt doesn't exactly cover the torso. He does have more green on his pants and stuff. I do have some green fabric. I have a crazy bunch of this stuff because it has two purposes. One, it makes really good grass for miniatures. Two, it's the same exact shade of my green screen. So looky here, I disappeared. Whoa, yeah, but we're gonna not use all this. Probably only need a half a yard, maybe at most. I'm gonna say maybe a yard, but so yeah, just probably only a few bucks a yard because I don't remember when I bought this, but okay. Anyway, that's enough talking about clothes. Let's put this costume together. Okay, first off, what I'm just gonna try to do is some of these yellow details. I don't know if they're gonna be in the front or back right now. I might try to hide them behind the lantern logo in the middle, but I don't know if the Notre Dame letters will be able to hide behind that, so it might become the back actually, but I don't really know right now. But first, I'm gonna attempt to spray paint away those details with some green spray paint. Again, make sure this matches green fabric. This is fairly close, I think, a little dark, but I'll do a light coat then. Just everything needs to be green here. We got green shirt, we got green spray paint, we got green fabric, we got green duct tape. Let's just make a Green Lantern costume. Yeah, so I'm gonna just first attempt to spray paint it, but if that doesn't work, I might make it in the back and then put another piece of the green fabric on the back, which could be our plan B. So I don't really know what's gonna happen right now. Let's go spray paint. So that didn't work. But I think I'm gonna move to plan B, which is just putting another piece of fabric over the front part of this, and that's gonna become the back. So at the front, the main part of the costume, which is, you know, the part everybody looks at, it's gonna be nice and clean, so we can put our logo on it, and yeah, so let's do that. Okay, and done. Hot glued around the edges, this nice piece of green fabric over it. It doesn't look exact, like you can kind of clearly see where the fabric is because it doesn't match up 100%, but it's the back of the shirt, so I don't really care that much. And now I'm gonna try it on because I left the little what's it called, collar, not as big as it would be because it's the back of the neck, but I'll see how big it needs to be once I try it on. So I'm gonna try it on. Okay, not bad. It's normal in the front, obviously, but the front is the main part of like every costume, I do think. But the back is okay, I think. I mean, the fabric, it's noticeable. I don't even know if it's really how well it's picking up on camera. It's noticeable, but I mean, it's in the back. It doesn't really matter that much. It's green, okay? It's fine. So yeah, now we're gonna move on and do the pants. So the pants kind of depend on which image actually, because you could do just the shirt, and I think with the logo on it, it'll look just fine. But honestly, I'm gonna do the pants because as you can see in this image, it's not just the shirt and cuts off flat, it kind of does extend down into the pants. So I'm gonna cut a little triangular piece out of some green fabric and copy that to the pants, and that's pretty much it. We'll do the boots later. Okay, so now that these pants are done, I just secured them with some green duct tape in there, which actually matches about the perfect color, so that's pretty cool. And these are done now, and now I think the next step I'm going to do is actually attaching this short sleeve green shirt to this long sleeve black shirt. Sorry, I just really had to try this stuff on. It looks awesome. So what I did is, obviously the pants are on with the little green fabric extension there, but then I just put the black shirt on first and then put the green shirt over that and kind of tucked it in so they'll stay on. And I was originally going to attach it with a little bit of hot glue in some places, but I don't really think I need to right now, so they won't be attached, but no, that's fine. And you may notice that these sleeves on my shirt are a little short. This is because this this is just an older shirt of mine, and the sleeves are kind of short, obviously, because I grew, but he does have gloves, and they're not quite elbow length, they're kind of more, just a little shorter than that. They're longer than normal gloves, so yeah, and those are gonna help cover that, and you won't notice really how long the sleeves are, because the gloves are gonna cover like half of the black sleeve anyway, so that's fine. And now the next step, probably one of the coolest, are going to be the details on the green shirt. And obviously there's going to be the white logo in the center. That's kind of a given, you know, the Green Lantern logo. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I just traced a jar and made a very simple circle template on some cardboard, and now I'm going to use some flat white paint and just paint a white circle on there for the Green Lantern logo. The circle can be as big as you want it, it doesn't really matter, but yeah, I'm gonna try this and hopefully it works. Okay, so this doesn't look half bad, honestly. You can see the word circle there. But I had a second thought, which was my plan B, which was cutting a circle with white duct tape. And since that thought has been in my mind, I really want to do it. And you can kind of see it's kind of overspray there, and some areas are more white than the other. So I'm going to cut a white circle out of some duct tape, a little larger than the white circle I spray painted, so it'll cover up the overspray, and put that there, and then we can do the actual green duct tape logo on top of that. Okay, so here I have a white circle and duct tape. I just traced a jar pretty much and kind of eyeballed it. You can make the circle as big as you want it, and now I'm just cutting this out, and then I'm going to do the rest of the details using some green duct tape. And so I'm just going to eyeball it. It is a smaller circle and then two rectangles there, and then an even smaller white circle there. So that's the Green Lantern logo. It looks pretty good, I think. Okay, I am definitely really happy with the way this turned out. It's got a really crisp, clean comic book feel to that, in my opinion, rather than where if we tried to spray paint it, it'd have a little bit of overspray, and it just wouldn't look as neat as duct tape precisely cut is. So I love this, and now let's move on. Okay, so this shirt is looking pretty awesome. I love this duct tape logo right here. Really accurate, and I just secured it in place a little more with a little more hot glue there. But one more optional detail you could do on the shirt is to make it more comic book feel to it, the way it kind of looks in the comics sometimes, is it kind of tapers in a little here, just a little lemon slice shape out, and yeah. And I kind of want to mimic that, and then that part that's cut out is black, and it's the same exact fabric as the black arms, the sleeves, so you could cut up some fabric from your shirt, the original black shirt, but I think I'm going to use another black shirt. Now this is actually a How to Be a Ninja shirt, exactly the same as this one. This is the one I'm using for the costume, like the main sleeves and stuff. But this one, now why do I have two of them? Well, one was for my brother, but it's like he's just barely like kind of an inch too short on me, and so they're about 6 inches too short on my brother. So yeah, I can cut them up now. Now this one I'm not going to use for the main sleeves because, as you may notice, it only has one sleeve. The other one, that's why I'm allowed to rip this one up, because this has already been ripped off to make my Winter Soldier arm right here. This is based off of a sleeve from this shirt. So, whoops. Okay. So now, I'm not going to use the front, but I'm going to cut up some fabric from the back, and yeah, you'll see. So, let's do that. Okay, so this costume is looking pretty awesome right now, and it's super iconic, yeah. But I think the next thing we're actually going to do is his boots, and I think those might be a little bit different than how most people might think, but you know, it's going to be a different method, but okay. So let's do that. Okay, so my method is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to do similar to what you do if you buy a costume from, say, a Halloween store. First out, I'm marking off where I want the boots to, like, a little bit under the knee, and then I'm using my same green fabric and just wrapping it around that section of the leg, and then, you know, glue and taping it down, hot glue and my green duct tape, and that's pretty much it. And make sure it's really secure, because if your legs are moving around, don't be doing too much gymnastics in a Green Lantern costume, but if you're moving around, you want this to be secure. So now the next section of this is going to be the shoe section of the boots. Yes, they are going to be two different parts of the boots, the leg and the shoes. So yeah, let's move on and do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do for the shoes here is just using a scrap piece of my fabric, I'm going to wrap it around some old shoes that I had. Now, this can be temporary, so you can use the shoes you're already wearing, but what I'm going to do is just use the piece of fabric and wrap it around it and get it as tight fitting as you can, and then just, you can either glue or tape it onto the bottom of the shoe. Tape will be more temporary if you're going to use your own shoes. Glue could just be if you want your shoes to be permanently green fabric. But yeah, and then cut a hole so your foot can still go into it, and that's it for the shoes. Okay, so this costume is looking pretty awesome so far, but I think I'm done for today, and tomorrow we'll finish up this costume, getting the gloves, the little mask, and of course the pièce de résistance, his Green Lantern ring. So yeah, that should be fun. See you tomorrow. We got the base clothes done, which is the shirt, the pants, and the boots. We get to focus on some of the different detailed parts. So I went shopping once more, and first off we gotta do the gloves. Now he has some white gloves. They're kind of long. Like a lot of superheroes have kind of like not quite elbow length, but just long gloves, I guess. So I went to the hardware store to see what longish gloves I could find, because I know they have a lot of rubber and latex gloves there. Now his are white, so I thought I'd have to paint them white because I've seen them in black and I've seen them in different colors, but I haven't really seen them in white. So I went to search, and this is what I came up with. These. They're latex-free gloves, and they're white. So yeah, they're pretty long-ish, I think, like superhero gloves. Haven't opened this yet, so let's do it. It's my unboxing video here, guys. Okay, here's my review on the soft scrub latex-free gloves. Yeah. Okay, not bad actually. All right. These are nice. One of the really cool details on Green Lantern is his mask. So I knew the way I was going to go about this was getting one of those plastic face masks. They're only like $1 or $2, and you can get them at the craft store or maybe even the Halloween store, anywhere pretty much. And they've got like just a little string going across the back, and I would cut that up and spray paint it green. But I came across something even better. So I saw the plastic mask, but right next to it I found these little plastic masks that aren't even the whole face, they're just the mask. So that's pretty cool. His will still needs some little bit of trimming because his aren't quite circular. But yeah, and this is a pack of 3, and this was only like $3. So it's pretty good. You might even be able to find these at the dollar store if you're lucky. But yeah. Oh, and lastly, I got more hot glue, so we're good. Okay. Now let's get started with some of the modifications. We've got 2 even rows and they end on kind of a lip here, so I'm just gonna perfectly cut. So these gloves look really nice now. I was gonna do some additional hemming on the end of it, but honestly I think it looks fine now. My cutting, I was going pretty slow to keep it nice and straight, and I think it looks fine. So yeah, moving on, done with these. Today's unboxing part 2. We got these nice little face mask things. It was only about $3 for like 3 of these, so that's pretty nice. Boom. 2 of these I can put aside for another superhero project sometime in the future. And this, oh, that kind of sucks. There's writing on it, but it'll be spray painted anyway for me. But no, that's on the back. What? Okay, there we go. Okay, and here we go. So I'm just gonna look at my reference photo and try to trim it down a little bit, make it more Green Lantern-ish. So I just kind of eyeballed it out and trying to make it as accurate and as symmetrical as possible. It's not perfect, but once we cut it out, paint it green, I think it'll look pretty nice. Okay, so now it's time to work on the last piece of this costume, pièce de résistance, the Green Lantern ring. So this is the image I'm gonna go off of. And what I think I'm gonna do is start off with a base of cardboard, because we always start with cardboard, and then maybe make some of those details out of maybe some more cardboard, or maybe even some 2mm craft foam, and then we can glue it all together, and then either spray paint or maybe also use some details with some acrylic paint. So yeah, let's get started. One thing a lot of people don't know is that cardboard is actually pretty good at making some bends and bending here. Like here, I'll show you on this bigger piece of cardboard. You see those faint lines? They're the corrugation in it. You can kind of see it there too. And that's actually the way cardboard bends. You see, each one of those can just bend a little bit. And then if you're along the edge of a table or something, you can just press it down and go. And that a nice bend in there. And that's how I'm gonna make the ring. So what I just did for the ring was I used that cardboard and bent it around to make the base of the ring shape, and then for the little details on top of it, I just used some craft foam. I just had this left over from a previous project, but you can get it at the craft store, and I just cut out a circle to put on top of it, and then a little circle and the two lines on top and bottom of that little circle, just like the logo that we had on the center of the shirt from the shirt. So yeah, and you can really do different designs when it comes to the ring, but this is the one I wanted to go with, and it's really unique. Nobody else has the exact same ring like this, so I like it, and it's a recognizable Green Lantern, so I like it. So I'm starting with a white primer just to cover up the cardboard and the foam and everything. Here, I'll put it on here. Okay, so now that the primer is dry, I'm just gonna go in with the same green paint we've been using for the mask here. So now that it's all painted green, I'm gonna use some acrylic paint and just to use some variation in there. So I'm gonna start with a darker green and just paint the circle there, the outer circle, and I think that looks pretty cool. And now the next step, I think I'm going to use more of a lime green and do just the top little lantern logo there, and see how that turns out. Okay, so the ring is almost done here. I think the last optional detail I'm going to do is just with a little bit of silver. I'm going to do that one little, supposed to be white dot in the middle, and then I might hit some silver along the edges too, just to spice up some more detail. And that'll be it for this ring, and that'll probably be it for the costume. So, yeah. Okay, and that's it for the ring. It's got silver along the edges, green, the darker green on the circle, the lime green on the ring, on the lantern, and then a silver dot in the middle, spray painted green on the outside of it, and I think it looks pretty awesome. So I think it's time to try on the whole costume. Okay, and that's our show. One last optional thing you could do is make the actual Green Lantern power battery. Now, I'm not going to make that here on my show today, but there's another tutorial that you guys could watch, and that is made by Vinny Lagozio for All Me Channel's DIY Prop Shop. There'll be a link in the description below. And DIY Prop Shop is a great show. Every Friday, they make your favorite props from your favorite movies, TV shows, and video games. Really great. And now, actually, a week before I was scheduled to film this episode, Vinny made the Green Lantern. So that's pretty cool, and link to that if you want to make it. So I'm not going to make it right now, but don't be surprised if it appears on my set back there in the future. But yeah, it's a great prop, great job, and you should totally make that if you want to take your costume to the next level. But that's all I've got today. If you like this costume and like the video, make sure to like the video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, please leave a suggestion for a future costume, and I'll try my best to make it happen. And I'll be making new costumes here on my channel every other week. So make sure to subscribe to Custom Cosplay Costumes. See you next time.